This is in Cami. Most of us just trying to save some paper, which allows you to do it on your Chromebook as well. So if this is an assignment that's missing or that you need to catch up on, you can follow along. So the directions here said create a multi-view drawing of the referenced part, provide the front, right, and top orthographic views, as well as a front, top, right isometric up here. It says front, top, left isometric is provided as a reference. Okay, well, first off, I want us to go ahead and use a scale that basically puts this paper into quadrants. So we only are asked for 4 views. We've got this big sheet of paper. Let's use a scale that fits it nicely. It's in this box that we're going to put a front view in the lower left because that gives us space directly above it to put our top view. The third angle projection technique says that the top view should be directly above the front. The right view that we're asked for, the third angle technique says that it should be directly to the right. So we'll do a front here, top above, a right directly to the side, and then going diagonally from the front up and right. That's where we would do our front, top, right isometric. Okay. All right, so those blue lines were just to kind of get you thinking about what we're doing. I need to decide a scale, and I'm going to say that I'm going to use 4 squares, just because I know it'll fit fine, per block. I think I did 3 the last time I demonstrated, but we've got room. But that's only for the orthographics, these 2D views. In the isometric, it's a different kind of scale of that paper, and it'll get way too big. So I'll just use 2 little lengths, 2 little triangle lengths per block. Okay, so the front face here is the face that kind of has, that block would fit kind of right in with this. It'd be a U shape. So looking across the front, it'd be the bottom left corner here and the bottom right corner over there. And I know that's more forward, but when you're looking at it straight onto the front, you wouldn't see that. It'd be all lined. All right, so I'm going to come kind of near the bottom and not all the way down. How about right here? Let me see if that's, I can always delete this easily. That's kind of the nice thing about Cami. If I don't like where it looks like it's going, or I can move it. So that would be 1 block. So that's 4, right? And then 8, and then let's see, 12 would be right here. So that's going to set the overall width, and then the overall height is going to be 2 blocks. So that's 4, 6, 8. Now, just in terms of using Cami, I'm on the drawing tab. I'm holding down the shift key before I start drawing. You can use your stylus to do this with a touch screen. Just hold down shift and then go ahead and touch your stylus and start drawing. It works out pretty well. Control Z will undo and Control Y will redo. And you also have those undo and redo buttons up here. Okay, so just tracing around the front face, we're going to get this U shape. Could be helpful to be looking at the block as well if I put that on the screen here. Okay. All right, so that was the front view. Now the top view, well, I'm not done. We did ask, okay, within this boundary, within this shape, is there anywhere where we should put a solid line? And we do. If I go to run my finger across the surface, it hits a wall right here. There is an edge that I can see going from this block to this block is kind of, walking off a cliff or running into a wall. So there is this face. You can't see the face that my finger is kind of touching, but it's sliding up and down a face. There's a corner or an edge that we want to acknowledge. And then there's also, that's just 1 block, so there's another horizontal one right there, like that, okay? Get both of those to be visible at the same time. Okay. Next is to show the top. All right, I would ask students, hey, touch the top of the part. So that's the top right there. All right, so we want to look at the top. So if I pinch the sides to see the top, I'm going to rotate it this way so the top becomes in my view. And that is the corresponding top projection given the front we had. Just a very simple 90-degree turn. It's holding the two sides, holding the left in the same place and the right in the same place, and just rotating at 90 degrees so that the top becomes visible. So notice the left is still here, the right's still here. Because of that, okay, these orange lines are not for you to draw. I'm just kind of showing you the alignment. The left edge of the front and the left edge of the top should be in the same location, okay? Those lines will help me as well be a little faster. So there's the overall width. This is basically along the back edge. So that's 3 blocks. And then I'm going to come, this is really coming forward when I'm looking from above. 2 blocks, so that'd be, let's see, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Kind of lost track of my count. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And then from there, I'm going to go over 1 block, and then back 1, left 2. It should take me over all the left side, and then back. And there you go. And I can erase those orange lines, but that just made sure that my left edges and my right edges were aligned. Okay? Now, if I've got this select tool and select box. If you did not keep it aligned, the good news in Cami is you can fix a mistake. So if you just drew the top and you drew it over here or somewhere else, right, you can come back and say, oh no, it had to be aligned, like left edge to the right edges, and it has to be straight above. So you can actually grab it and readjust that. Okay? Like that. Now we're going to do the right face. A common mistake is that students will go, okay, I did the top, now let me do the right. They grab the right and they look at it. The problem is where I'm starting from. This is not the front view. The right view that we're going to give on the screen, okay, is a projection of the front to the right. We're going from the front view straight over. So we need to use the front as our base view to figure out what the right view is. So I'm going to reset my front. I'm going to grab the top and bottom. And then, so the top and bottom are going to stay in the same place. I'm going to pivot the right side around so I can see it, and that gives me the correct orientation. All right? Again, these orange lines aren't lines that you're drawing. I'm just kind of letting you see where's the top and the bottom on the grid from the front view, and we're going to stay within those lines. Okay, so the top stay aligned, the bottom stay aligned. All right, if I start in this bottom left corner right there, let me kind of just give myself some white space, maybe right here. Now I'm going to go over, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There would be 2 blocks of depth, and then I'm going to go straight up for 2 blocks, and then I'm going to come forward for 1, and I'm going to come down for 1, go stair step, forward 1, and down 1. All right, this should be all smooth, although there is a dashed line under the surface. Okay, if you were Superman, this is the right side right here, right? So if you are looking at the right side from this way, right, what you see is this face, and that is that kind of elbow shape. Under the surface, what you wouldn't see, though, is this face. And there's a corner there and a corner there, there's an edge. So that does show up here, okay? As well as the face that's right here, right in the edge. So those things are not on the surface, but they're under the surface, and we are going to acknowledge them with dashed lines. Which reminds me, I did not, when I was looking at the top, so I'm going to reset the front, rotate the top, I did not remember to put solid lines where we see solid lines. And so I would need one right here, and right here. So let's add those. Okay. Last up is going to be the isometric. Let's get rid of those orange lines. And the picture that they gave us as a reference is a front top left, or the side you can see. We want to see the front top right. So I'm going to crop this up where you can see the top and the right face is just, it's not going to be a perfect isometric, but you get the idea. This little elbow here is the right face. Here is a front face. Here's a top face. We see kind of the letter Y where those come together. So I'm going to start with that very bottom corner right there, a little bit maybe more to the right. And again, my scale is only going to be 2 triangle lengths. So I'm going to go vertically right here, and then I'm going to go depth. This way is depth, going up and right, and then going up and left is going to be the width direction. So basically I've made this Y right here as a place to start, where I have a front, a right, and a top. Now the front is just that one little square, so I can finish that pretty quickly. Like that, just a bottom width and a height. And then this top face is also one square, so I can finish that with this one depth and one width. And then the right side, I'll finish this face by doing this elbow shape. So from that bottom corner, it's going to go back 2 blocks and then up 2 blocks. So I'm going to go back 2, that's 1, 2, and then up 2, there's 1, 2. Okay, and then I'm going to come forward 2. So coming forward, the depth direction is down and left, or up and right, this way, and then down 2, and there I've completed that side. I'm going to kind of start working, from the right left on the right to left on the shape now that I've got this side. So I have this horizontal face, but right above it I have this vertical face. So I'm going to have a vertical line, 2 vertical lines for height, and then this width edge. So I've already got one height, I've got the bottom width, I need the opposite height on the left side of that face, and then the width. And then above that edge, right, on this vertical face is this horizontal face of just 1 square. So I've already got the width and depth of that, so let's just finish it off with the opposite depth and the opposite width. Okay. From there, there's this forward-facing kind of elbow again, kind of like that one, but the bottom of it disappears behind this block. So that's a hard one to start with. So I'm going to start with this edge where it connects right there, and I'm just going to trace around. So kind of think width 1, height 1, width 1, height 2, and this would be a width of 2, but it's going to disappear behind it. So I'm starting at that corner right there. I'm going to have to go really fast because I got to go and lock my door. So width, height, height. Let's see, that's 2. And then this one connects. All right, and then to finish it off, I just need to make it 3D. I'm going to add the depth edges right here for that top. And then we're going to connect straight down. Oh, and then I do need one more edge in here. And that's it. The last thing would be tonal shading it, but that is it.